What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today I want to talk about how sometimes I would enter into cycles, and a lot of you guys have probably dealt with this, dealing with a symptom or a sensation that was either normal or just random, that wasn't actually caused by anxiety. But once I got worried about it and freaked out about it and Googled or pushed or poked the area or sent energy to that area, anxiety took over, replicated it, magnified it, and I entered a new cycle, and now anxiety was causing that symptom. This is something that I don't really talk a lot about on this channel, but it happens so much to me. And today, whenever this popped up in my head, I was like, man, why haven't I made a video directly about this? I've touched on a lot of these different stories, and I'm going to give you an example that you might have heard before in other videos, but it's perfect for this video. But sometimes, guys, we can enter a cycle, and it was a symptom that was just random. Your anxiety wasn't causing you to have that trapped gas. Now, anxiety can cause anything. But also, guys, your body can just do something that's normal, or as a result of you eating too much or you being dehydrated and you have a random headache, or it could be anything. Things happen, right? You know, stuff happens. I remember my mom, she told me, she just put it to me straight up. One day I was telling her, like, but I had this weird sensation. She's like, Trey, I'm just going to be a little blunt with you. Sometimes your body does weird shit, you know, that you can't really explain, that you can't find through a Google search or a Reddit or whatever, or a video. Sometimes your body just does something random and weird, and it may never happen again, you know, or it might happen a few times, really, but there's no crazy explanation for it, you know. So sometimes weird things just happen. But there were quite a few times where I was doing okay, or I was getting out of a cycle. I still had a lot to learn, obviously, because that's why I kept going in and out of cycles. There were some lessons that I was hard-headed about that I wouldn't pick up, but I would come out of a cycle. Maybe I accepted, you know, okay, perfect example. Like when I got out of cardiophobia, finally, after 2 years, I was like, I finally accept that there's nothing wrong with my heart. I was starting to exercise, and that really helped me. So if you have cardiophobia, exercise is the best way to accept that there's nothing wrong with your heart after you get reassurance from a doctor. So that was something I was scared to do. That's a whole nother video for another day. But I went through this tranquil period where I still had some symptoms. I still had some issues with my negative thinking. I didn't fix my entire lifestyle. I was just walking with my chest out because I just beat cardiophobia, which is no joke. That is a big accomplishment. Now the panic attacks really weren't happening anymore. And I was like, yes, I'm out of this. I'm done. Well, one day I woke up and I had this little dull ache in the bottom right portion of my abdomen, not the appendix area, a little higher, basically to the right of my belly button. And I was just like, you know, I tried to just be like, whatever, but it kind of stayed there throughout the day. And then, since again, I hadn't fixed a lot of my issues, I started to wonder, what's this about? You know, sure, at first I was like, well, maybe it's some trapped gas or something I ate, but it never stuck with that. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to just let go. So I kept on focusing and putting my energy towards it, negative energy. It stayed there for a longer period of time, and that's what really irritated me. You know, I didn't have a rule system in place or anything like that. I just would straight up catastrophize. So I started to think, oh my God, what if I have cancer? Guys, what I'm trying to say, and the point of this whole video anyways, is that I don't think that was caused by anxiety. I was actually doing pretty good at that time. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just a random gas bubble, or something that I had eaten, or a little bit of inflammation from something that I had eaten. And believe it or not, with any symptom of anxiety caused by anxiety or not, when you put enough focus and fear towards it, it will magnify it, and it can keep it there day after day after day. So guess what? That dull pain, right after I'd wake up, I'd feel it until I'd go to sleep. Very rarely did it ever dissipate. It was there, guys, well over a month. And I was the kind of person that I was scared, you know, especially in the beginning of a cycle, to go to the doctor. I can't bear to find out that there's something wrong with my heart, or I have cancer at a young age, you know, like 22 years old or whatever. I think I was like, at this point, I was probably like 22 when I was going through the stomach thing. Anyways, I finally gained enough courage. I was like, you know, and this is after I've done research. I've assumed that I have colon cancer. I had to go through all those thought processes. I'm thinking about my death. I'm explaining things to my wife. You know, I'm worried about this. I think I have cancer. You know, everything, my bad habits have caught up to me. Because again, guys, this pain stayed there. Well, I made a doctor's appointment and for an ultrasound so they can go in there and look or whatever, just to be safe. I sat down on the couch, and it was just a couple hours later, I was into some series or movie or whatever, watching that with my wife. And I was like, oh my God, I don't feel that pain there. And I believe it was because I made that appointment. I made my peace with it. I'll find out what it is in a week and we'll go from there. I can't do nothing between now and then. And then I think I focused on the movie or whatever. It went away for the first time in well over a month. It was a month and a half. It's been so long, guys, since this has happened that I can't give you exact timestamps. I went outside. I was so freaking happy, jumping around, throwing the football to myself, saying, thank you, God, thank you, God. I canceled the appointment. Guess what? The stomach pain never came back ever again in that fashion or in that area. All started from something that I don't believe was anxiety at all, but anxiety took over and magnified it. I can tell you story after story after story of getting a weird sensation in my head or a headache, probably from dehydration or, I drank all the time back then, a lot of beer. So that happened a lot, getting a dehydration headache or something. But if I started to freak out about it, it would stick there all day. Just feeling a little off or a little weird, it would stick with me all day. Guys, it could be like I stuttered over some words or fumbled over some words. And guys, I would do that all day. And I don't even think, sorry guys, I keep looking over here. I'm trying this new thing with my camera. The lens is over here. I would struggle with my words the rest of the day. Just from me being worried that there was something wrong with me, or maybe I'm having a stroke, or there's something wrong with my brain or my speech or my tongue or whatever, my vocal cords. And I would freak myself out. And for the rest of the day, I'd fumble over my words. Sometimes you're going to have a random twitch that isn't caused by anxiety. But if you freak out about it, I've had this happen many times where my eye would twitch and then it would twitch for 2 days straight or longer. Or I'd get a weird twitch in my arm, and if I kept on focusing on it, it would keep on happening. Guys, I would have random twitches before my anxiety came along. Again, anxiety causes twitching. That's why it's easy to just replicate something like twitching. But it happened a lot more whenever I had anxiety. But I still had twitches before. I still had some stomach pains here and there before. You're going to get things like a scratchy throat one day, or you're going to get a random shooting pain or a tension in your shoulder or whatever. That's not even caused by anxiety. So I just wanted you guys to know that not every single thing you feel is caused by anxiety. I'm not saying it means that you're having a heart attack or that you have cancer. But sometimes there's going to be a part of your body that doesn't feel good, and it's not caused by anxiety. That's where we have to start practicing being rational, giving things time. I have a video coming out tomorrow that talks about how do I know if something's dangerous or if it's anxiety? Make sure you stick around to watch that video or tune in tomorrow. One of those things that helped me was having a rule system. Don't jump to Google. Don't jump to Facebook groups or Reddit. Don't do all this excessive research, the first 30 minutes that you feel something, or even the first day. Give it a little bit of time. If you're not in excruciating pain, if you don't feel like it's really life-threatening, if there's way more fear than there is physical pain, give it a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you guys, there are normal things that happen with us, but our hypersensitivity makes it feel way worse than what it actually is. And again, I think our pain threshold, I've said this many times on the channel, but it's relevant today. I think our pain threshold is lower than somebody that doesn't have anxiety, just because of our hypersensitivity. Like I said, I could feel food moving through my digestive system. I could feel anything in my head, anything in my body. It got to the point where I didn't have to do this to check my heart rate. I could just feel my heart and know how fast it was going, which made it really hard to not check, to see how fast my heart rate was going. But guys, I'm telling you, our bodies do weird things on its own. It's going to feel a certain way even if you don't have anxiety on certain days. So I just wanted you guys to know that I would go through different sensations and symptoms, and it would turn into another cycle for my focus and energy. Another example of that was I went through a period where I thought there was something significantly wrong with my throat. I thought I had throat cancer. Actually convinced my wife partially, and even had her crying, bless her heart. I feel horrible for that. She's sitting there crying. I'm like, I looked up the prognosis. And that's what I'd do. I'd look up the prognosis, for my age and what treatments are possible and all this crap before I'd even go to the doctor to even get checked out. Go to the doctor before you do all that crap, because you're just going to freak yourself out like I did over and over again. I had a weird sensation in my throat. It felt different than any sore throat that I had had. So immediately I'm like, oh, it can't be a cold. It's got to be a tumor growing in there or something. So just out of nowhere, I'm just going to randomly start feeling a dull ache, and then bam, there's a tumor in there somewhere. So, I'm looking in my throat with a flashlight. I'm like, oh no, it's too deep. And then I'm going to have to make an appointment. I remember that lasted a couple weeks or a few weeks. Again, too scared to make an appointment to go ahead and get my reassurance that I was fine, that I was safe. So don't be like me. And the important thing is when you get out of a cycle, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have rules, a set of rules, which my video tomorrow is going to cover that. You have to be prepared to feel something that's just normal or weird or off, and you have to handle it better and be rational fast. Stop jumping to catastrophizing, researching, pushing, poking, prodding. You can keep that symptom here for the next 2-3 weeks or the next 6 months. And all it takes is one bad day. One bad day. So learn lessons from each of the cycles that you go through. It's great to get out of one. It's great to live your life after you get out of one. It doesn't need to be all about keeping anxiety away, but you need to have some rules. You need to have some affirmations that maybe you say every morning just to be prepared for when you feel something different caused by anxiety or not. As if you want more help with your anxiety, check out my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. I'm going to put that down below in the description and in the first spin comment. It's changing lives, and the best thing, it's affordable, and you get it for life once you sign up. It's a one-time thing. I'm going to read you a review real quick. The best course I've ever taken. I've been suffering from severe anxiety for 3+ years since my first brain surgery. Thank you so much, Trey, for taking the time and hardworking energy to help those in need. So be a part of that, guys. It's helping a lot of people. If you want a step-by-step process, it's going to be perfect for you. Subscribe if you're new. Like this video if you got value. And until next time, keep fighting.